اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our salah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He permitted us to be in Salatul Jumu'ah, may He subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us as He gathered us physically. May He gather our hearts and minds upon Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. We who are here in this fellowship and all our brothers and sisters wherever they are and whenever they are, inshallah ta'ala. The subject matter of today's khutbah was about al-masajid, about mosques, about the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, mashallah, as is so far the very consistent pattern of the Friday sermons or the Friday khutab in this country, in Istanbul in particular, again brief but very concise and very rich in meaning and very practical and rational and spiritual at the same time. Those of you who are new for this first year, you will notice that subhanAllah, all the khutab of al-Jumu'ah are about 9 to 10 minutes long at most, but they are very full with meaning, rationally as well as spiritually. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them, and may Allah continue to guide them and guide all of us inshallah ta'ala towards His khair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. That the masajid, the mosques, are for Allah, lillah. This does not simply mean that they belong to Allah, meaning as a physical possession. It means they are intended to be for Allah, especially in the spiritual sense, the usage of them. That when we are in the masajid, we are for Allah. Our activities, our actions, our words, our silence, all should be consistent with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. Lillah. I should not come to a masjid and be in my mind and in my heart and in my action in a dimension other than the divine dimension. Simply, it means I should not be using my tongue, my eyes, my hands, my resources, my abilities, my hands, my legs, my drives. I should not be using any of that in a way that is displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Most importantly, I should not be committing any semblance of shirk billahi azza wa jal, any sort of association of partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any sense. وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ. That's why فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Therefore, in the masajid, do not call upon other than Allah with Allah azza wa jal. In other words, لا تدعو, not only dua, not only supplication. We should not invoke and solicit from other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should do that from Allah azza wa jal. He is azza wa jal the source of everything that we need. But also, لا تدعو مع الله أحدا, that in our comportment, in our behavior, in our internal conditions, we should not entertain that which is inconsistent with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَا أَدْعُو نَفْسِي إِلَى غَيْرِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ. I do not call upon myself or drive myself or lead my own self towards a path other than that of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. هذه واحدة وأن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا. And we have therefore to, alhamdulillah, be reverent and be caring and be clean and be, in other words, with all possible positive virtues when we are in the masajid all the time. هذه واحدة. Second and thirdly, أيضا حفظكم الله, when he subhanahu wa ta'ala said through teaching Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who taught us, when the text was also mentioned in the khutbah by the Imam hafidhahullah, that no, not the Imam, actually during the lecture earlier, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned the text which means جُعِلَتْ الْأَرْضُ لي ولأمتي مسجدا وطهورا, that all earth, said he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all earth is made for me and my ummah, those who are Muslim wherever they are. All earth is a masjid and a tahur, and all earth is a means, the ground, the natural ground and dust of the earth, the natural one, is a means of tahara, is a means of cleansing. So that we know, that's part of fiqh of salah and fiqh of tahara. But what is also beautifully here, perhaps in a subtle ishari way, meant, is that if all earth is a masjid, what does that mean? What does that mean, Ya Yusuf? If all earth, wherever you go, it is a masjid, what does that mean? It is the house of Allah. That's very true. So if it is the house of Allah, what will that imply? Yes? Yes? Exactly. Beautiful. Since all earth is a masjid, so I should behave everywhere on earth like if I were inside the structure, the hukmi structure of a masjid. جُعِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ مَسْجِدًا لِي وَلِأُمَّتِي وَطَهُورًا. SubhanAllah. That's of course which we don't talk about often because it's not direct. It's a subtle meaning there. That when I'm in my best behavior, I should be wherever I am on earth, behaving as though I am inside the house of Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's why perhaps another text may be related to this one, that there are those whom Allah loves and they love Allah, those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cover and shield in His dhil, in His shade subhanahu wa ta'ala, the shade of Allah Azza wa Jal, created by Allah Azza wa Jal. When on the day of judgment there is no shade available except what Allah Azza wa Jal provides. يَوْمَ لَا ظِلَّ إِلَّا ظِلُّهُ. There is no other creature like a tree or any creation that would provide a shade except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's shade. Some of those who will be in the shade of Allah, very special category of those who will be in the shade of Allah Azza wa Jal, when there is no shade except His, رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُتَعَلِّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ. Subhanallah. رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُتَعَلِّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ. A man, a person, a man whose heart is suspended inside the masjid. Literally, that's what it says, suspended in the masjid. It's a metaphor, of course, which means that wherever this person is, he longs to be in the masjid. He longs to be in the masjid. And if a person is like that, who longs to be in the masjid, but he has to be outside for work, for this, for that, legitimate things, yet his mind, his heart is in the masjid. Therefore, he would conduct himself like if he were in the masjid. In his manners, in his akhlaq, in his adab, in his dhikr, in his dua, in his composure, subhanallah, as though he is in the masjid. And finally, to remind myself and you, in addition to the beautiful meanings that were mentioned in the khutbah, also, that when we learn these principles and we strive and struggle and exert ourselves to practice them, in this case about having this attitude towards the masjid, then a mu'min, as he or she continues to develop in this notion, now everywhere it is a masjid, then his heart becomes a masjid. His heart becomes a masjid. Subhanallah. Filled with serenity and tranquility and security, where he enters to find tranquility and serenity and peace wherever she or he is. His heart, his masjid is with him. And where is it? It's in his heart. And that's where he finds solace. That's where he connects with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wherever he is. My qalb is my masjid. In my qalb I am in sujood, in ruku', in dhikr, in my qalb, in my qalb, in my qalb. And once the heart reaches that level, it lives in a superior dimension, in a higher dimension. And when that person leaves this dunya, dies, death is only ending up where he or she spiritually had already arrived. It's just now, it's the reality of it. Your qalb has arrived before you arrived. And when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, alayhi salatullahi wa salamu, said, "Mutu qabla an tamutu." Die before you die. Before you die. The second death is the physical death that we all have to go through, when the ruh will leave this body. The first death that he says, die before you die, the second death, meaning in your heart. In your heart, strive to reach the level where you live like you already see the hereafter. Live your life like you already reach a level, like you already see the hereafter, and reach that level of certitude, of yaqeen about Allah, about akhirah, about al-malaika, about Jannah, about nar, about ultimate infinite happiness as well. Reach that certitude in your heart before you die, because after we are resurrected, when we die, all of that to the unbeliever and to the believer becomes certain, without doubt. But those who before they died did not doubt, they will be in bliss and in eternal happiness. Those who in this world doubted and did not live in accordance to certitude, those will not find happiness and Jannah in akhirah. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه